You will never get rich working a 9 to 5. Rich hire people to work for them and take the money. If you want to escape the enslavement, you're in the right place. I will give you the crucial mindset change that will set you free. I'm Brixie, your jacked modern philosopher, and today, with a cup of coffee, I will reveal the exact system used by the greatest artists, inventors, and people you call geniuses. The exact system that will make you richer, smarter, and more influential, all while working less and using the knowledge and effort of the brilliant minds and the hard workers. Rule number 1. Time is money. The only thing you have is time. It goes in one direction and it never reverses. You can control everything in life except that, making it the most valuable resource. Using other people's knowledge, wisdom, and experience will not only save you precious time, but it will also make you more efficient, making you reach your goals faster. Winners are the ones writing history, not the soldiers who died in war. At the end of the day, everyone will praise you. No one will remember the people who helped you reach the top. Never waste energy doing something you could hire someone to do instead. The second rule, hunters versus scavengers. The world of power and authority simply works by the rules of the jungle. There are animals who hunt and kill to survive, but there are also ones who live off hunters' prey, like hyenas and vultures. The second group isn't necessarily the strongest, but is smart enough to realize they could just wait for a hunter to finish their job. Out of all the animals in the jungle, scavengers have it the easiest. They just reap the fruits of someone else's labor, succeed through others' failures, you might say. Don't be a fool, exhausting yourself for a group of scavengers who figured out how to survive and profit from your hard work and suffering. But there's no point in hating the game either. Complaining and letting bitterness consume your soul is for the weak. Better use your creative mind, put your armor on, and play by the rules of the jungle. Once you've built your own hunting ground, become a scavenger and save your precious time and energy. That brings me to the rule number 3. Create the system. If you can't reach the top of the hierarchy, create your own. Take Peter Paul Rubens for example. Not only was he the most influential Flemish artist of his time, but he also figured out that hiring others and taking credit is a money glitch. In later years of his career, the demand for his work was massive. He realized that he could just hire a bunch of young painters and run a high output workshop so that multiple canvases could be worked on at the same time. Even though it worked like a factory, the quality of paintings wasn't lost because each apprentice was working on a specific element of a project. Rubens just added final touches and the paintings kept his signature. And that's not even the most impressive part. When important clients come to visit his studio, he dismisses his assistants and the visitor observes from the balcony how Rubens works with incredible speed and energy. The customer would then leave the studio with respect to such an extraordinary artist who can paint so many masterpieces in such a short period of time. He was working less, making more money than ever, and farming aura while doing it. He invented the money glitch. Even though he was a painter, he was so smart to invent such an incredible fraudulent system. And it worked flawlessly. And that brings me to rule number 4. Use the brilliant minds. The cheat code is hiring people to complete the mundane tasks while you collect the rewards. You cannot become an admirable force of divine-like power if you insist on doing all the work yourself. Achieving so much with ease is attractive. Digging in a cold mine and sweating all day is not. And think of all the time and energy that you're gonna waste, and you're very likely to burn out as well. You should find skilled people with more knowledge than you, either hire them to do the work or study them until you master their craft and make it your own. Present the ideas of their brilliant creative mind under your name and the world will see you as a genius. Your brand and signature are what people see. That's what you should be focused on, not who put the work behind it. I know some of you despise what I'm saying, thinking being a parasite is evil. Hate to break it down for you, but we live in an evil world. But nonetheless, I will break your false dreams even further when I tell you how the great inventors and artists use this. Fifth rule, standing on the shoulders of giants. This is a famous phrase by Isaac Newton, who said, "If I have seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants." This is a metaphor that signifies his current achievements are built upon the foundations laid by the great thinkers of the past. He was well aware that the genius aura he had was earned thanks to his great fraudulent ability to take so much wisdom from ancient to medieval and all the way up to the Renaissance scholars. Sure, he was a great inventor, but he followed the same pattern I explained. Find a brilliant mind, study and master their craft, upgrade it, and make it as your own. Oh, and he wasn't the only one. Next one is Shakespeare. Shakespeare extensively borrowed plots, characterization, and dialogues from Plutarch's Parallel Lives. Yes, he was adding depth and details to scenes, speeches, and dialogue for a dramatic effect. However, he was aware that no writer was such a good connoisseur of human nature and a writer of excellent witty quotes. And it wasn't the only work he used. He regularly borrowed from a wide range of writers and texts. And how many writers did later copy from Shakespeare? It's a never-ending loop. Even Picasso said it, the good artists copy, the best steal. The big geniuses you admire aren't so inhuman after all. Look, I don't mean to hate on these people, I admire them too, they're one of the greatest. All I'm trying to do is explain you the system that they use on repeat. Who says you can't be the next Shakespeare or Isaac Newton or Picasso? Many writers have written extensively about human nature. There are many ancient masters of strategy, numerous historians who documented human stupidity and madness, and that's just the tip of the iceberg of the knowledge I have. And I'm only 22. Imagine how much you can unveil in a lifetime. And all of that wisdom is collecting dust on a shelf somewhere, waiting for you to stand on the shoulders of giants. You could gather their wisdom and skills, bring it to the next level and rebrand it as your own, and nobody would be able to call you an original, because it's the same strategy that our great inventors and artists used. But if none of this was convincing to you and you still think you should reinvent and learn everything on your own, give me one more chance to change your mind. Rule number 6. Learning from your own mistakes is a mistake. You can bang your head against a brick wall, make mistakes, and waste precious time and energy solving problems only by your own experience, or you could bring the armies of the past to your side and use their knowledge. Otto von Bismarck said, "Only a fool learns from his own mistakes. The wise man learns from the mistakes of others." Let me add something to that. Not only should you learn, but also profit from the mistakes of others. And I've given you plenty rules and principles on exactly how in this lesson. There's so much to learn and life is too short. But without knowledge, there's no life. The best approach is taking a bit of wisdom from everyone. You become wise thanks to the sweat of someone else's head. And if you think I'm out of ammo, oh no, I just started unloading the clip. This is just the start. I will unveil 50 powerful lessons full of strategies, principles, and blueprints for you to follow throughout this year. So you better follow now or you'll be missing out.